Welcome back to Tell Me More Stories Told This podcast, where we like to take those everyday objects and we'll spin them into extraordinary tales.
Yeah, it's all about finding those hidden depths, right? Those aha moments that kind of make you see the world a little differently.
Exactly. And today, get ready to gear up because we're taking a deep dive into the world of bicycles.
Ooh,
Yeah,
bicycles.
more than just two wheels and handlebars.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
a whole symphony of history and innovation and social change all wrapped up in that simple frame.
The bicycle's really a microcosm of human ingenuity, isn't it? And its story is just full of these surprising twists and turns.
So what do you say? Ready to hop on and take a ride through time?
Let's pedal back in time, shall we? To the year 1817.
Ooh, okay.
Imagine a world without cars, without planes,
Okay.
without even trains as we know them.
Okay, I'm picturing cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages,
Right.
maybe a few folks on horseback.
Exactly, and into this world strides Baron Karl von Drais with his invention, the dandy horse.
The dandy horse.
Picture a wooden frame, two wheels, and no pedals.
Hold on, no pedals.
Nope.
So how did this thing move?
Well, that's the fun part. You basically ran yourself along, propelling the dandy horse forward with your feet.
So like a scooter.
Yeah, like a scooter, but with a much more, shall we say, sophisticated name.
I bet it turned a few heads back then.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
So this Baron von Drais, what was his vision for this invention?
Well, he was living in a time of just immense technological change. The Industrial Revolution was really starting to reshape society, and von Drais saw the dandy horse as a way to give individuals more freedom of movement amidst all this upheaval.
That's interesting. So not just a toy, but a response to the changing times.
Exact.
I guess every era has its transportation revolution.
Right.
But running yourself around town, it couldn't have been the most efficient way to get around.
Well, no, not really. But it sparked something, you know? It ignited this fascination with two-wheeled, human-powered travel that would only grow stronger in the years to come.
And like with any new form of transportation, there were bound to be some bumps along the road. Literally. I came across this little tidbit that made me chuckle. The first recorded cycling traffic offense way back in 1842.
Oh, my goodness.
A Scotsman riding a contraption called a velocipede managed to knock over a young girl. Can you imagine the headlines?
It's a reminder that innovation often comes with a bit of chaos, you know? But it also shows how quickly the bicycle was catching on, moving from a novelty to something integrated into daily life, even if it meant a few toppled pedestrians along the way.
And speaking of toppling, those early bikes were, let's just say, unique in their design.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the penny farthing with its giant front wheel that looked like it was begging for a tumble.
Oh, the penny farthing.
Yeah.
The penny farthing is a perfect example of how inventors were grappling with the challenges of early bicycle design. Before chain drives became common, the only way to go further with each pedal stroke was to have a bigger wheel. Simple physics.
Okay, that makes sense, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the physics of actually riding one of those things.
Right.
It must have been quite a workout, not to mention a test of your balance. Imagine trying to climb a hill on that thing.
Uphill travel wasn't exactly the penny farthing's strong suit.
No, I can imagine.
But it did capture the public's imagination and spurred further innovation. Inventors realized they needed a safer, more practical design if the bicycle was going to become a truly viable mode of transportation.
And that's where the safety bicycle comes in, right? The design we're all familiar with today.
Exactly. In the 1880s, the safety bicycle, with its diamond frame chain drive and equal-sized wheels, emerged as a real game changer. It was a triumph of engineering, and it paved the way for the mass adoption of the bicycle. And if you're enjoying this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to catch all our future episodes on Tell Me More. There's a whole world of fascinating stories out there just waiting to be uncovered.
Now back to the safety bicycle. This design revolution was fueled by some key innovations, right?
It was.
I remember reading about pneumatic tires.
Yes,
It was another Scotsman, wasn't it? John Boyd Dunlop?
you've got a good memory. Dunlop's invention of the pneumatic tire in 1888 was a pivotal moment in bicycle history. Suddenly, riders could enjoy a smoother, more comfortable ride, free from the bone-jarring vibrations of those old, solid rubber tires.
It's amazing how these seemingly small innovations can have such a ripple effect. Imagine if Dunlop hadn't come along, we might all still be bouncing around on those rock-hard tires.
And it wasn't just comfort. Pneumatic tires also improved speed and efficiency, making the bicycle a more practical option for commuting and longer journeys.
It's like the bicycle was suddenly ready to take on the world. And it did in a way that few could have predicted.
That's right. The safety bicycle's arrival ushered in what we call a golden age of cycling. Suddenly, the bicycle was accessible to people of all ages and abilities. It was affordable, easy to maintain, and it offered a level of freedom and mobility that was unprecedented at the time.
It's no wonder that bicycles became so popular. Over 1 billion have been manufactured throughout history, making it the most popular vehicle of any kind globally.
It's a staggering number, and it speaks to the bicycle's enduring appeal. But its impact goes far beyond just numbers. The bicycle has been a catalyst for social change, technological advancement, and even environmental consciousness.
And that's what I find so fascinating about the bicycle. It's more than just a mode of transportation. It's a symbol of freedom, empowerment, and sustainability. It's a story that's woven into the fabric of our history and continues to shape the world we live in today.
Absolutely. And we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to uncover in this remarkable tale of two wheels and a revolution.
Well, buckle up, listeners, because our deep dive into the world of bicycles is just getting started. We'll be right back to explore the social and cultural impact of this iconic invention.
No, this is going to be good. Welcome back to Tell Me More,
where we're still pedaling through the fascinating history of bicycles.
And I think it's time to kind of shift gears a bit and talk about how the bicycle wasn't just shaped by technological progress.
Yeah, it actually drove it forward.
Exactly. Those early designs, from the dandy horse to the penny farthing, they were like these rolling laboratories for mechanical innovation.
Yeah, I could see how those contraptions would force inventors to think outside the box, just to keep people from taking a header over the handlebars.
Absolutely. Take ball bearings, for example.
Ball bearings.
Yeah.
Those tiny little spheres that make wheels spin smoothly. I never really thought about where they came from.
Well, the need for more efficient and durable bicycles really pushed the development of ball bearings. Reducing friction was essential for making those early bikes even remotely rideable.
That's so cool. It's like those early cyclists were unwittingly contributing to a technological revolution that extended far beyond the bicycle itself.
Precisely. And then there's the evolution of tire technology.
Yeah, from those bumpy solid rubber tires to the pneumatic tires we have today. That must have been a game changer for comfort.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine riding a penny farthing with solid rubber tires over cobblestone streets.
Ouch. My back hurts just thinking about it.
I know, right? John Boyd Dunlop's invention of the pneumatic tire in 1888 was a breakthrough, not just for cycling, but for transportation in general.
Right?
Suddenly you had this smoother, more comfortable ride.
Yeah.
And it paved the way for even more innovation in tire design.
And those innovations eventually found their way into automobiles, right?
Yeah.
It's like the bicycle industry was this testing ground for the technologies that would shape the future of transportation.
Absolutely. The same principles of efficient power transmission, lightweight construction, and aerodynamic design that were honed in the bicycle world were later applied to cars, motorcycles, and even airplanes.
Wow. It's amazing to think how much we owe to that simple machine.
It really is. But the bicycle's impact goes far beyond just technology. It played this really pivotal role in social change, particularly for women.
Right. We touched on this earlier, but I think it's worth diving deeper into how the bicycle empowered women in a way that few other inventions had before.
Yeah, at the time, women were largely confined to their homes or expected to travel in these horse-drawn carriages, always accompanied. The bicycle offered them this newfound sense of freedom and independence.
It's almost as if the bicycle gave wings to a generation of women who were yearning to break free from societal constraints.
It did. And it wasn't without its critics. Some conservative voices saw the bicycle as a threat to social order.
Really?
Oh, yeah. A symbol of immorality and unladylike behavior.
It's incredible how something we see as so positive today was perceived as so subversive back then.
It really is. But that backlash only underscores how profoundly the bicycle challenged the status quo. It allowed women to participate more fully in society, to work, to socialize, to explore their world on their own terms.
Right.
And it sparked this movement towards more practical clothing, with women ditching those cumbersome long skirts in favor of attire that allowed for greater freedom of movement.
I can only imagine how liberating that must have felt for women at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
To finally have the freedom to move about independently, to experience the world on their own terms.
It's a powerful testament to the bicycle's transformative potential. And that potential extends far beyond the 19th century. The bicycle continues to shape our world in countless ways.
Yeah, it does.
From promoting sustainable transportation to fostering a sense of community and connection.
It's true. Think about the rise of cycling clubs and group rides. The bicycle brings people together, creates shared experiences, and builds bonds over a love of the open road.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the health benefits. Cycling is a fantastic way to stay active, reduce stress, and connect with nature.
And as we mentioned earlier, the emergence of electric bicycles is making cycling even more accessible to a wider range of people. It's like we're entering this new golden age of cycling.
We are. E-bikes are breaking down barriers of age, ability, and distance. They're allowing people to experience the joy of cycling regardless of physical limitations or challenging terrain.
It's exciting to see how this technology is being integrated into a classic invention, making it even more relevant and appealing in the 21st century.
It really is. But even with all these advancements, there's still something magical about the simplicity of a traditional bicycle.
Absolutely. That feeling of the wind in your hair, the sun on your face, the rhythm of your own pedaling, it's a timeless experience that connects us to something primal, something deep within ourselves.
It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest things in life are the most profound.
Well said. And now let's shift gears one last time and explore how the bicycle has shaped the very landscape of our cities.
Ah, yes, the bicycle's impact on urban planning.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating chapter in its story. As we discussed earlier, the bicycle played a role in reducing urban crowding in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. But in recent decades, we've seen this resurgence of interest in cycling as a sustainable and healthy mode of transportation, especially in densely populated urban areas.
It's like the bicycle is helping us rethink the way our cities are designed, encouraging us to move away from car-centric urban planning towards a more balanced approach that prioritizes pedestrians, cyclists, and public transportation.
Exactly, and it's not just about infrastructure. It's about creating a culture of cycling where people feel safe and comfortable riding their bikes in urban environments. We're seeing cities around the world invest in bike lanes, bike paths, and other infrastructure to make cycling a more viable option for commuting and everyday travel.
And that shift in mindset is so important. We need to start seeing bicycles not just as recreational vehicles, but as legitimate modes of transportation that can contribute to a healthier, more sustainable urban environment.
It's about creating a city that works for everyone, not just those behind the wheel of a car.
Right.
And the bicycle is playing a key role in that transformation.
It's truly remarkable to see how this humble invention, born out of a desire for freedom and mobility, continues to shape our world in such profound ways. But before we get too carried away, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned so far. The bicycle's journey is a testament to human ingenuity, our capacity for innovation, and our enduring desire to explore the world around us.
It's a reminder that progress is often incremental, that it takes time, experimentation, and even a few stumbles along the way to achieve something truly transformative.
And as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we invite you to stay tuned for the final leg of our journey, where we'll delve into the future of the bicycle and explore what lies ahead for this iconic invention. Welcome back to Tell Me More,
Where we're wrapping up our deep dive into the world of bicycles.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? From those wobbly first steps with the dandy horse to the sleek, high-tech marvels we have today.
The bicycle has certainly left its mark on the world.
And as we've explored, that mark extends far beyond just transportation. It's about social change, technological advancement, personal empowerment,
Right.
and even like a reimagining of our urban landscapes.
It's fascinating how the bicycle, in its simplicity,
Yeah.
has managed to connect with something deep within us.
Yeah.
A primal urge for movement,
For exploration.
for freedom.
I think you're right. There's a certain joy.
There is.
It's a sense of liberation that comes with riding a bike. Whether you're a child experiencing that first taste of independence or a seasoned cyclist tackling a challenging mountain trail.
Absolutely. It's a feeling that transcends age, culture, even physical ability. And it's a feeling that's been captured in art, literature, and film throughout history. Think about all the iconic images of bicycles in popular culture, from children racing down sun-drenched streets to adventurers pedaling across these vast open landscapes.
It's like the bicycle has become this universal symbol of adventure, of the open road, of the simple joy of movement.
And that symbolism has only grown stronger in recent years as people have become more aware of the need for sustainable and healthy modes of transportation.
Right.
The bicycle has gone from being a symbol of childhood nostalgia to a symbol of a more conscious, environmentally responsible way of life.
And it's not just about symbolism. The bicycle is this practical solution to many of the challenges we face today, from climate change to traffic congestion to the rising costs of fuel.
Absolutely. The bicycle offers a viable alternative to car-dependent lifestyles, particularly in urban areas where distances are shorter, and cycling infrastructure is improving.
And as we discussed earlier, the advent of electric bicycles is making cycling even more accessible to a wider range of people.
E-bikes are a game changer. They offer a way to combine the joy and efficiency of cycling with a little extra boost, making it possible to tackle hills, headwinds, and longer commutes without breaking a sweat.
Well, maybe just a little sweat.
Maybe a little, but it's like e-bikes are expanding the definition of what's possible with human-powered transportation.
They are.
But even with all these technological advancements, I think it's important to remember the simple pleasures of a traditional bicycle.
I couldn't agree more. There's something incredibly satisfying about feeling the wind in your hair, the sun on your face, and the rhythm of your own pedaling as you just glide through the world on two wheels.
It's a sensory experience that connects us to our bodies, to our surroundings, and to the simple joy of movement. And it's a feeling that's accessible to anyone regardless of their background or financial means.
That's the true beauty of the bicycle, the democratic invention,
It is.
a tool for empowerment and connection. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most elegant and profound.
Absolutely.
And as we wrap up our deep dive, I'd like to leave our listeners with this final thought. The story of the bicycle is a testament to human ingenuity, our capacity for innovation, and our enduring desire to explore the world around us. But it's also a reminder that progress is often incremental, that it takes time, experimentation, and even a few stumbles along the way to achieve something truly transformative.
Well said. The bicycle's journey from those early wobbly contraptions to the sleek, sophisticated machines we see today is a microcosm of human progress itself. It's a story of persistence, creativity, and the power of simple ideas to change the world.
And on that note, we'll bid farewell to our listeners. We hope you've enjoyed this journey into the fascinating world of bicycles.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those wheels turning.
Thanks for listening to Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast. We'll see you on our next deep dive into the extraordinary stories behind the ordinary.